Look at our March temperature so far, about 59.1 degrees as we wrap up the beginning or the end of the month. And you'll notice right there on par. Now here's the thing, we don't have many days to go, so that's not going to jump a whole bit, but we are going to eclipse that easily for the next 3 days. 59, speaking of angels, and hear the flutter of their wings. Over 7th and Rangeline is where we stand right now. Look at that wind gusting up to 24 miles per hour with a very low dew point. And so what that will mean for the rest of our afternoon, elevated fire weather. So just be very safe out there. I'd just refrain from burning anything. That'd be on the safe side. As we range anywhere from 64, as we see down in northeast Oklahoma, some 60s out in southeast Kansas, and a whole lot of 50s, minus Anderson, who's able to make it up to the 60-degree mark. But Nevada and Fort Scott still chiming in at 54 and 53. Slowly but surely, our wind has shifted in, and as it comes in from the southeast, also an increase almost 20 miles an hour as it pushes through the Midwest. Now, the fire weather watch has moved to the west of Wichita. We're starting to see a little bit of a wind warning moved right along the state line there toward our portions of northeast Oklahoma. But for the most part, our counties remain on the clear side. We'll point out that on the East Coast, they got a little bit of a mess on their hands right there, and that's indicative when we put on the Skywatch Storm Tracker and the Jetstream. What it's doing, grabbing that cold air, and they've also got the combo of Gulf moisture. How about some late March snow for the northeastern portion of the United States, lasting all the way up through Maine? But if you get on the bottom side of the ridge right here, that means warmer temperatures, not only for us, but for the upper plains, all the way really on the other side of the Rockies. Very, very quiet, very mundane. That's going to change here in the next 36 hours. Our weather trend for today, even with some increased clouds overnight, traps in our heat from today. We'll go low 70s for our afternoon highs and looking very delightful. Now, as we get into tomorrow, that wind does not want to back off. You'll notice as we get into that yellow range right there, that's that 20 to 25 mile per hour range. And you'll notice the southward shift. And what that's going to do with the Gulf moisture that we're accumulating right now, going to cause instability right down here throughout Oklahoma. And we're going to see it here on Future Track. So as we get to Tuesday, you'll see scattered rain, not too much. But then as we approach sunset, watch what happens down here. That's the heavy rain that begins to move in. That's going to be a combination of, number one, thunder and lightning, but also, two, that's going to also increase our flooding concerns, more so as we push on the eastern side of southwest Missouri. High winds, that's going to fluctuate between northeast Oklahoma and southeast Kansas, and also, too, there's a slight chance, I want to reiterate that, slight chance of some hail. Of course, that would include a severe thunderstorm warning that we would, of course, break in on. But look at our timeline here. This is going to last pretty much all through Wednesday, and that's why our flooding concerns continue to increase. When we look at the severe thunderstorm risk map, the entire 4 states in that low category, and so this is not something that we're kidding around about. We're going to be tracking this all from Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, and there gives you a national perspective of that Gulf moisture just pulling up right through Texas and Oklahoma and headed toward us. Now, Tanya, got to remember, we're just 2 weeks removed from coming off severe weather preparedness month. So, for those of you that may need to do those last-minute things, this is the time to do them, because Monday, today, most of Tuesday, going to be absolutely fine. Let's get in the mood, get in the mode, and get ready for the end of March, beginning of April, because these thunderstorms, as you can tell, they're going to be quite persistent here as we move through the spring.
Let them come. Sure messes up a lot of evening sports practices that are outdoors when it does, though.
We do. And also, too, I think our timeline, number one, is very important as far as when they're going to hit, and that's going to be after sunset. But number two, because things have been relatively calm, for the past couple of weeks, we've been lucky. Yeah, we know how the 4 states are. Let's stay on our toes right now.
All right. Thanks, Michael.